Because he finished the game, and you said he scored 11 more points from that point on, D. Ham was like, well, he got to be good.
I guess, but wouldn't you think that he would stop by LeBron's locker after the game just to say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? How do you feel? How's it doing now?"
Well, probably, maybe.
Unless he'd been led to believe it was no big deal.
I think the thing is, Skip, he has his coaching obligations because he's always the first one to the podium, and so he's getting everything and going from there. I think the thing is that as an athlete, you have to play through things. And I had to learn that the hard way, Skip, because here I am with my hips. You know how bad my hips was hurting. And I'm like, I ain't no athlete.
Yeah.
And I'm 50 in my 50, and I'm doing all this pain. I got to take all of this just to function. Nah, I'm not got a game to play.
Yeah, your game much more injurious than this game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you have to play through it because it's your only hope.
Yeah.
You can't make the club in the tub, right?
You absolutely can't.
Okay, that's the problem with your game.
Yes.
The problem I'm having with this is that this was such a special year for LeBron that he started on his birthday evening, December 30th.
Atlanta.
Mother and wife in the front row, he takes off the way we've never seen a 38-year-old take off on a stretch run. And yet this stretch run was to pass Kareem.
Right.
He was possessed. He was obsessed. Mm-hmm. He was scoring the basketball at the highest level we've ever seen for a year 20 player because he had his sights on the all-time scoring record. I got no problem with that. But that was his sole goal was I'm going to get him before anybody else thinks I'm going to get there, I'm going to get there.
Right.
And he got there way before I thought he could get there. And yet during that stretch, he averaged 36.5 minutes, let's call it 37 minutes a game.
Right.
For the year, he's averaging 36 minutes a game, which ranks 12th in the NBA. Well, it's a lot of minutes. If you're close to being top 10 in minutes at age 38, probably not a great sign, right? Probably danger zone for a year 20 player, right? Playing that many minutes.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm giving him the pass here because the big carrot out there was the all-time scoring record, and by God, he did it. He pulled it off.
Well, what about winning?
Okay, then that had to come next. Like, if it happened along with, if it went along for the ride past Kareem, then that's fine.
Do you believe LeBron James, do you believe the Lakers could still win? Granted, they're not over 500. Yeah. Do you believe they could still win as many games as they have with LeBron James playing fewer minutes?
Well, that's a hard question.
Consider Anthony Davis missed 20-plus games.
Could you have spaced his minutes out a little better? Could he have been more effective in smaller doses?
If you look at LeBron when they're on the court, they're as good as any team in the NBA. If you look at when the Lakers, when LeBron is off the court, they're worse than any team. They're worse than the Houston Rockets.
Okay, well, they're 5-9 without LeBron playing this year.
Yeah, but I'm saying look at the production that they get when he's on the court versus when he's playing and when he's off the court.
Well, obviously.
So in other words, if you reduce that, let's just say for the sake of argument, you take his minutes down to 32 minutes. That seems like a nice number. 32 minutes a game, that's 8 minutes a quarter.
Okay.
You take it down to that.
But maybe if you had 32 minutes on an average, maybe he'd be healthier right here, right now. Maybe he wouldn't be out right now.
He wouldn't be. But guess what their record would be? A lot, and you wouldn't have to worry about the play-in.
They're still 3 games under 500.
But you like their chances if he was healthy playing.
Well, sure I do. Even if we look at his whole time in L.A., look at the record. They're 36-62 when he doesn't play in L.A.
Right.
But you realize if I add those numbers up, he's missed a fourth of his games as a Laker.
Yeah.
1/4 of the time he hasn't been able to play. Well, late career, he's not Iron Man anymore. I used to call him Iron Man regular. When we first started the show, 2016, I'd say, I've never seen anything like this guy.
There's a reason why you don't see a whole lot of skilled players play this long in football, because it requires fast twitch.
Yeah.
You see offensive linemen play this long. You see quarterbacks play this long, especially a quarterback. Lamar Jackson's not going to play 20 years because he's fast twitch. Tom Brady could play 20 because he didn't require fast twitch muscle.
Yep.
You asking LeBron James, a guy that's 38 years old, to still use those fast twitch muscles.
Yep.
And what did you start seeing? You started seeing growing injuries. You started seeing adductor muscle.
Okay.
I'll give you another example, Skip. Remember Jalen Hurts? They fell on that shoulder in Chicago. What did he do, Skip? Tell the people at home that didn't see the game, did he or did he not stay in the game? Did he or did he not throw a touchdown pass that made you think that his arm was fine? And then what happened the following 2 weeks after that?
Yep. Okay. All right. So okay.
If he was fine, but he stayed in the game. You say LeBron James stayed in the game, so he should have been fine. Jalen Hurts stayed in the game against Chicago, so he should have been fine.
Here's the issue. I know his game. I've watched LeBron at least as much as you have from day one.
Yes.
I'm talking about at Sacramento at age 18. I'm watching every dribble of every. I don't miss. You can ask my wife. You can ask my dog. I don't miss my daughter Hazel. I don't miss. I watch it carefully. I watch it religiously because he has been the face of this league. And the point is, I'm watching him carefully on Sunday in the fourth quarter. I don't see any evidence of a limp or a gimp or any sort of favoring. I couldn't see favoring at all.
Well, that's funny that you said that because I went back because I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. I went back last night and listened to the audio. Mark Jones says he noticed a hitch in his giddy up. Now, that's what the guy sitting right there, he in Dartsburg calling the game. He said, I noticed a hitch in his giddy up.
Yeah, but Mark Jones made an excuse for him in the first quarter. Well, he did. He said, I think it's his hand bothering him. And Dorsberg, to her credit, said, no, I'm not sure about that because he's talking about his shooting.
Right.
Because remember, since the All-Star break, he's shooting 35% from the floor.
Skip.
From the floor. He's a 55% floor
That's
shooter.
my point, is that the lower extremities, because let me ask you a question, Skip. If you drive your car on a flat tire and it's on the left side and you keep driving it, you're going to mess up something on the right side, aren't you? That's what happens with the body. The body will start to compensate and you will mess up something. You have an injury on the left side, you end up hurting something on the right side.
You ought to try running distance when one wheel is hurt.
Yeah.
See what happens to your right foot if your left foot is hurt. You start running 20 miles.
Well, I messed up my left ankle, and I ended up having to have my right hip replaced first. So I know when things are out of balance, what transpires.
I got it. I couldn't see it. I'm sorry, Mark Jones. I couldn't see it. He did score 11 points. It wasn't like an end-of-the-world game, but he said afterward, I thought we had a chance to finish off the rally. They came from 27 points down. It was sensational. It was the biggest blown lead of the whole year in the NBA. And it was him and Anthony, and in the end, it was AD saying, I got this.
Right.
And driving the final nail in that Dallas coffin.
But here's the thing. Had he not finished it off, you would have said, well, there was 10 games that you can count that LeBron James had a chance to finish.
9.
Okay, no, but that would have been 10.
Those are just close.
That would have been 10. So he had an opportunity to close. He closed.
Well,
and now
if you heard something pop, you got me.
No.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan played with 127-degree fever. You say Tom Brady. Tom Brady had 72 stitches in the palm of his hand, and he threw for an NFL record 505 yards in the playoff game.
No,
that's what you would have done.
12.
Oh, but no, you exaggerated.
He had 12 stitches going into the AFC Championship game at home, and they're down 20-10 to Jacksonville, and he threw for 124 in the fourth quarter and 2 touchdowns. I'd say that's pretty heroic by most people's standards.
But that's the thing, is that anything someone else does other than LeBron is heroic.
Well, I'm just saying, was that heroic? I don't know for sure.
Why you don't know?
Okay. Well, because I'm not sure how hurt he is. I need to know what happened. What happened to the foot? What do you think the foot injury is? What do you think it is? Help me out.
If I was a podiatrist, I'd be able to diagnose it properly. But since I'm not. But here's the thing, Skip. How do you really know? You don't know how bad Tom Brady's knee was hurt because it wasn't your knee. But Skip, you always say it's really hard for you to tell how hurt someone is, except when it comes to LeBron, you know for medically certainty that he's not hurt.
Okay, I didn't say that. No, I haven't said that at all. I do know this. Going into the All-Star break, he missed the last 3 games. He was just flat out mentally gassed. What he went through to pass Kareem took a lot emotionally out of him, and he took 3 days off, and I said, I got you. I'm fine with that because the passing of Kareem for his legacy was more important than winning basketball games at this point in the year. He was not hurt going into the break. He needed time off.
How do we, Skip? So in other words, so the foot just sprang up out of nowhere. So the foot just happened on Sunday. That was the first time the foot.
Well, that was the first time the right foot. You better believe it was, because all we've been hearing is about the left foot. This is the right foot. And I'm not sure what happened. And you're not sure what happened, and they won't disclose what exactly did he tear something? Did he rip a ligament? I don't know.
Even if they disclosed it, you're going to say that's them protecting LeBron. So you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe anything anybody tells you about LeBron anyway.
Well,
God,
he's hurt. He's hurt.
No. God himself can come down at the foot of your bed and say, LeBron James is actually hurt, Skip, and you wouldn't believe it.
Well, that's not true.
Now, you wouldn't believe it, Skip.
Well, if he's out, he's out.
Unless somebody tell you the only thing that you believe if it happened to Tom Brady or if it happened to Michael Jordan. Other than that, you don't believe anything anybody else says about anybody's injury.
Well, it never really happened to Michael Jordan except he broke his foot. That's it.
But
Okay?
hold on.
And that was his second year in the league.
So was Michael Jordan mentally exhausted from three-peating? Is that why he took a year and a half off?
No.
Oh, okay. See?
Well, you know why he took.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
All I know is that what was reported.
Well, he was forced to take a year and a half. He didn't do it by choice.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I'm just telling.
That's not what
I'm just telling.
That's not what the reports are.
Yes, they were.
No, the report.
Yes, they were.
I'm going by what he said. He said he was mentally exhausted, considering what had transpired with his father and the three-peat. That's what he said. That was a lie he told it.
Okay, well, I think LeBron was mentally exhausted going into the All-Star break. And then it's his hand, and now it's his right foot. Okay? So he is breaking down right before your very eyes, right?
So hold on, wow, a guy in year 20 that's played as many minutes
That
as
is
he
correct.
has is breaking down. Who knew?
Who knew? I agree. I think you just acknowledged what the truth is.
Skip. Man that's Skip, he's not a big that just goes up, waddles up the court and goes to the block.
Yeah.
He's not Robert Parrish that played 20 plus years. He's not Kareem that played 20 years and was a big. He's not Vince Carter that played 20 plus years and was on a minute and played 10, 15 minutes a night. He's still playing 36 minutes. He's still playing at an elite level.
Yep.
And you're like, well, I'm surprised that everything is starting to fall apart. Really?
No, I'm not. He's human.
Yeah.
That's what you're acknowledging, right?
Oh, he's been human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I try to tell you. All these guys are human. I saw a guy this fall. He was human. You see how he looked?
Who?
the guy that looked human.
Oh, wait. You mean the guy who shredded the Carolina defense?
Really?
With the game, with the league, the division on the line?
This is how you know.
Interesting.
This is how you know that guy was bad this year.
Yeah.
Because you pick a specific game. That's what you used to do with Tebow. You never did that with Peyton Manning. We never did that with Tom.
Tebow? Where did Tebow get into
Because
this?
what I'm saying, what you do when somebody's playing bad, you go back to the one highlight that they can give you. See, you never did that with Tom Brady before. Go back in 2000, when he became a starter, all the way through. You didn't go to one game. You remember what he did against this team? You remember you picked one game in 17. You remember what he did against Carolina?
They won the division. They won the division.
They won that division.
Yeah.
How did they look in the playoffs? What did I tell you was going to happen? Who foretold it? I told you that from week 5 on.
Go. I love the fire today. Pull that on over to all our talk that's coming up about the NFL.